welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to Charlani TV. In this video, I am going to show you how I cleaned my kitchen because as you can see, it is a disaster. It has been a busy holiday season, and now it is time to kind of dig in, really dive in and get all of the areas in my house clean. All of our Christmas stuff is put away, so it is definitely time to do a deep clean in all the places because it is a mess. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite cleaning products, the process that I go through when I am doing a kitchen deep clean. So if you want to join me while I clean my kitchen, I am absolutely here for it. So let's get into all the things. I pull out all of my cleaning products. These are my absolute favorite go-tos. I love Method. They are non-toxic, plant-based. They cut the grease and grime, and holy, they smell so good. So I've got the all-purpose cleaner, daily granite cleaner, antibacterial, and then that stainless steel. They smell amazing. I whipped up a quick glass of go-go juice. It's basically caffeine that comes from green tea, gives me all the energy, and I cleaned off just a little space on my countertop because when I unload the dishwasher, I actually like to put things out of the dishwasher and kind of get them staged, if you will, before I put them away. It just makes putting everything away so much easier. Then I just start loading things into the dishwasher. Fun fact, I do not own anything. Well, I can't say I don't own anything. Most of the things that I purchase and all of the things that we eat off of, they basically are dishwasher safe or I don't use them. So besides the bigger pots and pans that I have, everything fit into the dishwasher, and then I hand wash what needs to be hand washed, like my enameled cast iron pots. These are my favorite. They are Lodge. I get them at Target, and they really are truly one of my favorite things to cook with, and they are really super easy to clean. These obviously I don't put in the dishwasher, so I'll just wash them by hand, but it's super easy to do. A little bit of soap. I have a non-scratch, I don't want to say scouring pad, but it's just a non-scratch kind of dish towel, and I'll link it down below. Most of the things that I will reference in this video, I'll go ahead and link down below for you. This pot, clearly this was a chili pot that we kind of let sit for a little bit longer than we should have. So this took a little bit more elbow grease, but everything came out and it is nice and clean. One thing I really love about these pots is that they are so easy to clean. So even when you have a little mishap where you leave something cooking in it, it really is very easy to clean. We did soak it overnight, I will say that, and then I used that pad that it's a lot rougher on one side, and I used that. It was pretty good to go. These are our juice bottles. So whenever Rob and I juice, these are the bottles that we kind of drink from. I always soak them after we drink them. And the brush that I'm using here actually came with the bottles. So that was really nice. I'll link those for you down below too. So these are really clean. I mean, I've completely cleaned out the inside of them with the brush, but I do put them in the dishwasher, but I don't assume that the dishwasher is going to clean them because the mouth obviously is a small hole and I don't know how much of that water really gets into it. So I hand wash, but then I disinfect in the dishwasher. So now I'm cleaning our stainless steel straws. I am a big believer in reusable straws if you can help it. I also have paper straws for like their thick shake straws, but they're big white paper straws, which I use obviously for my shakes. But these, even though they're a little bit of a pain in the butt because you have to actually clean them, if you keep up with it, you obviously will have a lot less to do at one time, but it is totally worth it. Kind of save the environment, right? Help save those sea turtles. So I definitely have our own straws, and then once I clean them out, I just set them off to the side to dry. I do not put these in the dishwasher. Now it's time to put my dish tab in the dishwasher and let it do its thing. When I'm doing a deep clean, I like a clean slate. So I literally take every single thing off of the counters. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to clean my island after I clean this run of countertop. So I literally take everything off of these counters and I just stack them on the island because I'll clean this later. So take everything off off of our countertops so that I have like a clean slate to wipe down. I don't have to worry about wiping around things. I don't have to worry about overspraying any of our cleaners on anything. It just makes it so much easier to get in there and clean all of these surfaces. And it has been a good couple of months since I've come in here and really wiped these countertops down the way that they need to be wiped down. So I just grabbed the all-purpose cleaner first, and what I'm doing here is I'm literally just spraying everything on this stove top. The stove top was pretty okay. I mean, it wasn't too terrible. As I clean, I try and wipe things down, but I sprayed the all-purpose cleaner on there and I let it sit for about 10 minutes. Let the cleaners work, give them time to kind of get into the grime and grease. And then I went around and I did the countertops with the granite cleaner. So before I put anything back on that, after I wipe it down, I take everything off the spice racks. I wipe each of the spice bottles down. I do have a video. I'll link that for you down below as well on how I made these spice jars. Absolutely love them. They're like my favorite part of my kitchen. So it's been about 10 minutes, so I'm taking the grates off, I'm taking all the burner covers off, and I'll just grab my microfiber cloth and just wipe down. Now, if you let your cleaning products sit on everything for just a few minutes, let it do its job. If you give it time to work, it makes cleaning so much easier because then a little less elbow grease, then you just wipe rather than having to scrub things off. Just makes it so much easier. There was one section on the one burner that I use most often that had a lot of cooked on, baked on food around it. So I took the Barkeeper's Friend, which I absolutely love. It's really good for stainless steel, porcelain, ceramic, copper, really good on hard water stains too. So I made a little bit of a paste. Honestly, this is a little bit too watery. I should have made it a little bit thicker, but I just used my finger and let it sit for a few minutes on here and let it do its job. Give it some time. So while it's sitting there working, I am going through, and now on the one side of the stove, I'm just wiping down the countertops, and then I'm putting the grates back on the one part of the stove top that is clean, and then I finish wiping down the rest of the counter. So there's another area here where we have a big plant that sits on our counters, and it's in a painted box, and whenever it gets wet, some of that paint kind of like leaks off of it. So that's what that was. So I just put a little bit of cleaner on it, and we'll just let it sit there for a minute. And then I come back here and I just take that same scrub pad and I just kind of give it a little bit more elbow grease. I could have let this sit for a little bit longer and probably would have made it a lot easier to get into, but I just didn't have the time to kind of let it sit for any longer. So I'm doing the best I can. Note to self, next time I will use gloves when I'm doing this because that pad is really rough and it kind of did a number on my fingers. So yeah, use a brush when you're scrubbing like that. It wasn't getting clean enough for me, so I added a little bit more of the barkeeper's powder, and I'm just gonna let this sit here and kind of give it a little bit more time to cut through that baked on foods. So we'll come back to it, but see how easy it was? Give your stuff time to work and it works beautifully. And then everything goes back. All of our countertops are clean. Things that I put back on after it's a clean surface, I make sure everything is wiped down so that when I'm putting things back, I know that everything I'm putting back is also clean. I suppose I could have actually taken all of this even a step further and taken all the utensils out of those jars and cleaned out the little buckets, all the things, but this was good enough for me. So I'm going back to that burner and giving it a little bit more elbow grease. I was happy enough with how it came, and then just easily wipe everything down, and voila, we have a much cleaner burner, and I am happy with that. Now, before I put our oil tray back, I make sure that I give everything a really good wipe down, and I wipe down the tray itself. This is actually a bathroom tray that I got. I believe I got it at Tuesday morning, but I like to kind of contain things. I think it just gives it a little bit of a cleaner, uniform look. And then we get everything put back. And again, when you're doing a deeper clean, it makes sense, right? If you're gonna clean your countertops really well, then you gotta clean the things that go back on them too. And then this is right next to our stove top, so sometimes the oil that I'm cooking with splatters, so I do try and keep up with it and wipe it down as I go so it's not super, super grimy. It doesn't become like a big, huge project. So everything is back in its place. Everything is clean and wiped down. And now I'm just taking, so that red pot has been on our stove top because it was more Christmassy colors. And I am going to switch it out with the white one, put back all of the things that were on the counter because now it's going to be time to clean the island. I get super excited when we get to this point because that means that we are almost done. So I Marie Kondo'd our kitchen about a year or so ago. If you've not read The Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo, I highly, highly suggest it. But I'm going in and I am taking everything off our island. I've just sprayed with a granite cleaner. And what I like to do is, especially for the island, because this is kind of a catch-all. A lot of things kind of end up here. So I've gone through with the granite cleaner. I'm wiping all of that down, but then I'm going in with our antibacterial spray and I'm letting it sit on it for just a few minutes and then I wipe that down. Just note to self, when you use the antibacterial spray, just be aware you don't want to inhale deeply right away because it is potent for sure. Next up is the microwave. I pull out the Lazy Susan, give that a quick scrub, and then I go in with the all-purpose spray and then wipe everything down, get everything put back. And then on the outside, I'm gonna use the Method stainless steel. And again, you just let it sit for just a couple of minutes. It doesn't even need a long time to work. And I spray it on everything, even not the stainless steel, and it works beautifully. I'll go in with my microfiber cloth. The key here is when your microfiber cloth, don't make sure it's not wet, first of all. Use a dry microfiber cloth. And then if you have a large area that you are wiping, go in with a second cloth after, because if you go in with a wet cloth or that has a lot of product on it, it's gonna be really hard to get the streaks out. And I don't know about you, but streaks make me crazy. So this Method stainless steel cleaner and a microfiber cloth definitely works for me. Just make sure that if you do have those streaks, it's most likely because there's too much product on whatever you are wiping it with. And if you don't have microfiber cloths, then paper towels work really well here too. Next up is the fridge, and you can actually see here when I get to this door, you can see all those streaks there. So I did go and I grabbed a dry microfiber cloth, and now everything looks perfect. Next up is the sink, and I am using the Method stainless steel cleaner here too. You would think that as many times as I've said Method that I would be sponsored by them. I am not. I just absolutely love their products because they really do work well and smell really, really good. So just giving the sinks a really good wipe down first and rinse, and then I'm going in with the cleaner and I'm kind of just letting it sit there, do its thing, and then I'm taking that scrub pad and just wiping everything down and getting it nice and sparkly. Final step is getting our floors clean. So I'm going in and I'm giving it a good sweep, and then I pulled out my spin mop. Love this mop. Absolutely love it, love it. So easy to use and makes mopping so simple. And I used BONA Hardwood floor cleaner. And here we go. We are all cleaned up. Countertops are clean. Everything is organized and put back and wiped down. It makes me so happy. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it gives you a little bit of motivation maybe to clean an area in your house that needs cleaning. And if you liked it, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to Charlani TV, I would love it if you did. All right, bye guys.